Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the round table. This is part three of the Eddie Long scandal, and I'm here with my co-host, um, over on Elegance and Kayla, and we're talking about the Eddie Long scandal, and this is part three. Over on, you have anything you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, I do. Here we go. Here we go again. Some more facts from the fact checker over on Elegance. Um, it goes a little something like this, where y'all can find out a lot of this information. The websites that I use to reference a lot of this is projectqatlanta.com. That's spelled exactly how it sounds. There's nothing odd in the spelling. ProjectQAtlanta.com. The next site is AssociatedContent.com, and that will be article 5817062. AssociatedContent.com, article 5817062. There's another website that I went to that I can't remember right now. I'll tell y'all if and when I can remember it.
If you have any websites that also contains information to the Bishop Eddie Long story, you can also email it to us or leave it in our comment page, and we'll gladly, you know, dish it out to the community.
Yep. Also, I want to finish off by letting y'all know a few more things that was going on with this guy. What this guy did was he told with these young boys where he said allegedly they're saying he told them this. If he did, who knows? But this is what they're saying. He said they're saying that after he had the little bootleg gay marriage ceremony. Hold on. He's one of the biggest black anti-gay marriage activists out there. Okay, and he would have little in-house gay marriage ceremonies with his little young underage
concubine.
concubine gay harem that he had created. And basically, I described to y'all in the previous episode what that would be, where he would exchange candy with them, candy for the kids. Oh, that's a real sicko. And he would exchange jewelry with them, and then he would have somebody say some biblical quotes, and then he would say, "You not my spiritual son, and you can call me daddy." I'm not making this up. All right, but beyond that, this man, according to them, he would tell them, "Listen, go to school, keep up your armor bearer duty," because that was a little duty that he created in his Longfellows Youth Academy. That was a school that was sponsored by his church, Longfellows Youth,
Long fella.
Long Strong Fellows,
Long
Eddie
fella.
Long Strong, Fellows Youth
Long.
Academy. And he would tell them,
Yeah.
keep up with your armor bearer duty.
Long.
And then so he would also tell them to make sure that you come to church on a regular basis, and no girlfriends were allowed. You could have no girlfriends. All
But
right.
but if they wasn't having girlfriends, what would they be having then?
Him. Okay.
But
And
what
then
would that be?
he said that it was all spiritual because according to them, he would give them Bible quotes to justify the things
But
that
if
he
they
was
couldn't
doing
have
with them.
girlfriends, what would he be to them?
I don't know, baby, but here go the type of things that he was doing with them.
But
Y'all ready?
what would they what would he be to them?
They daddy, they spiritual daddy. That's what he said. Call me daddy. I'm the father.
Okay, but in layman terms, what would that call be called?
What? I don't know what you trying to get at, Kayla.
I'm
You
saying
tell
if he
me.
couldn't have girlfriends
They was eunuchs.
and he was the only person they was allowed to have relationships with, what would he be to them?
He would be the high priest.
He would be their what?
High priest.
No. Try again.
You try to say boyfriend?
He would be their boyfriend.
All
The
right.
same thing that the Bible, he teach them bitches every day in church not to have. Once the he were there.
So here go the things that they allege that he was doing with them. He would the youngest one, no, not the youngest one, the last one that came out, which was Spencer Lagrange, said that this is the type of thing that he would do with him, and that he did do with him on out of the country trips and locally. He would lick his lips. Bishop Eddie Long would lick the lips of Spencer Lagrange in a circular motion, and then touch on his chest, and then he would go to bed with him and sleep in the same bed.
Oh
And one
wow.
time when he said he was nervous because all this stuff was going on, Lagrange said he was nervous. Bishop Edelong allegedly gave him the sleeping drug Ambien to help him go to sleep. So if that's true, he was drugging these kids and sleeping in the same bed with these kids and doing all the stuff with these kids, and he was still under the age of 18.
You know what? I just realized, you all.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jackson just lived in the wrong state. He should have moved to Atlanta.
You better tell it, and it wouldn't have been no scandal.
This is my point of view on it. Thank you, Kayla. Thank you, Oberon, for your thing.
Your
This,
final thought?
this is my thought. It can be a final thought, but this is how I feel about it. And for y'all who have an opinion, y'all can email us at roundtable00@yahoo.com as well. I feel Eddie Long, yes, he should be punished, and yes, you know, should he step down?
Of course.
Of course, yeah, he should step down because no man of that high authority should be able to sit on the pulpit and to talk about all of that. Why? And but then you're doing the most sinfulest thing out there. You talk about no gay homosexuality, no gay marriage, none of that. But then you're doing the same thing and not. But to my opinion, ministry and like this was going on for years with priests, with bishops, with clergymen, with a lot of the ministers and preachers and all of these high priests and all of them. It's been going on for years how they've been sleeping with little boys and underage
Amen.
kids. But it just now coming to the surface that a black man of such power and such high authority as Eddie Bishop Long, who is on TV, who is one of the highest, biggest bishops in Atlanta and got other churches in other states. He is a black man, and now all of a sudden it just comes out of the public. You see these older white clergymen and these older white priests. They go around here. You see they scandals all the time on how they sleep around with these young little kids. But now it's a big issue now that a black man, because black people, clergymen and bishops and pastors have been doing it for years, but it never came to the surface. It always been kept in the closet, because a lot of these pastors have been sleeping with boys. I know certain pastors now who have been who are in the closet. But I'm not finna it's just disclosing the names, but I know there are some out there. But and you thinking one person I'm thinking of too, huh?
I'm thinking about 3 or 4 people.
And but now it's coming to the surface that a lot of these pastors, they've been doing this for years. It just now that Eddie Bishop Long is not out there, there's a whole big scandal because he's one of the biggest and most popular bishops out there. That's my opinion about it. That's how I feel about it, and that's what I have to say about it. Because hey, it is what it is. It's been going on for years. Having sex with clergymen and priests and pastors and all that it's not new. It's just that now that a big time black man doing it, it's a big scandal. That's
Do
how
we
I
have
feel.
time for me to say something?
Say something.
Do we have time?
Yeah.
Okay, well, here it is. What I'm going to say is this. To be fair, one or two more things. The Bishop Eddie Long Strong, as I like to call him, he does say this. He says, this is a quote, let me be clear. The charges against me in New Birth are false allegations. The allegations hurt me deeply. All right, that's what he says. He says it's all false, and he says it hurts him deeply. And he says that he wanted to speak out, but his lawyers counsel him for patience and to be silent and let them fight it instead of him speaking out. I say the man is just in shock and in denial, and he can't believe that all his stuff is out. And he really believed that if he lies hard enough and he goes further enough into denial, that it'll all go away. But baby, this is not going away. It's just more of it gonna come out. And the last thing that I want to say, to be fair, is that one of these young men has been charged with burglary, breaking and entering into his private church office at New Birth. And that young man is Robinson. That's the one by the name of Maurice Robinson. He used a secretary's key to go into Eddie Long's office, and allegedly he took out some electronics and some jewelry and some other things. And charges were pressed against him. And when those charges were pressed against him, I bet you Long would have wished he would have let them damn electronics and jewelry go now, huh? But that's what's going on the flip side. So the other guys are not perfectly innocent. I'm not saying that they
In
are.
this situation, there are. When it comes to the robbery and stuff, that's a whole different issue. When it comes to him stealing their whole life ever since like the age of 9, 10, 11, they are perfectly innocent.
We're
Maybe if
gonna
he
have to agree to disagree. But
maybe
go
if he
ahead.
wasn't fucking them since they
Okay.
was little
About
boys,
to
maybe they
take a
would.
break.
Go ahead.
We're gonna take a break. We're gonna come
We
back
could
to a
end the
part.
show.
We're
We
gonna
could end
take
the
a
show.
part 4 and the final part to this Eddie Long situation. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. This is the part 3. We're gonna take a commercial break and come back to part 4 and the final part.